Hi, everyone. You probably have heard of the timeless quote by Marshall Goldsmith: "What got you here won't get you there." And I would say that we could all agree that this quote has never been more relevant than in 2025. We're living in a world where we are continuously having to reinvent ourselves, our teams, our organizations, and also the way that we're defining leadership. So the pace of change is relentless, with AI reshaping how we work, new generations entering the workforce, and a growing emphasis on skills over roles. As leaders, we can no longer rely on the strategies or skills that we used to be successful in the past. The challenges that we face today require a new mindset, and that's called agility. Welcome to Cornerstone's new monthly micro-learning series called LEAP, Leading for Experience, Agility, and Performance. My name is Yanni Amouris, and I'm a principal consultant with Cornerstone's Thought Leadership and Advisory Services. Over the next 12 months, we will be exploring what does it take to be an agile leader, and how can you ensure that your teams are performing, engaged, and operating in an agile and nimble way. We're going to be covering the basics or redefining, what does it mean to be an agile leader? So let's explore that. Agile leadership is a leadership style that focuses on being more adaptable, more resilient, more nimble. The outcome for this type of leadership is to have your team be more productive, more effective, which means less wasted time, less wasted resources, and also more autonomy for your team. In terms of why, I think I covered it a little bit in the beginning, but a lot of businesses are requiring a great deal of flexibility and thought leadership. Since the agile approach allows teams to be more autonomous and to be self-organized, teams are better able to swiftly pivot when they encounter problems. And this could be really advantageous for companies that have to adapt to changing client demands and rapidly evolving regulations and conditions. Additionally, this whole concept of agile leadership aligns with inclusivity and democratic environments. Agile organizations are more self-managing, and team members have control over their workday, their schedule, and how they work. Unlike other leadership styles like command and control, agile leadership spreads autonomy and authority more equitably across the team, and it empowers your people to solve problems and take more initiative. So now that we covered the why, let's talk a little bit about what are those qualities of agile leadership. And there are quite a few that we could talk about, but the ones that come to mind for me are, firstly, adaptability. Agile leaders are fast learners, they fail fast, and they're able to adapt quickly to change. I think the key word is also curiosity and leaning in to your team members and what they could share. The other thing I would say is trust and empathy. An agile leader is willing to delegate more. They're willing to have their team come up with their own answers and their own ways to get to the outcomes that you might have set for your team. And that requires a great deal of trust and empathy, as well as clear two-way communication, so that you're not hoarding information and you're not being a roadblock for your own team. And then the fourth quality is really being fluent in data and being able to problem solve using facts and data versus just your own gut instinct. And that way you could fail fast and really use data to move forward. So how do you demonstrate agile leadership, and how can you do that in a straightforward way? So there are some tips here for you. First, it's listen to understand, not listen to respond. There's a big difference there. right? Being a good listener means you trust your team and that you're willing to not have all the answers. Setting the big picture or being strategic is also important. Being able to tell your team what outcomes you're driving towards, but then allowing your team to figure out creative ways to get to those outcomes. Letting go of being right or being humble, right? And being willing to admit that you don't have all the answers is a great way to demonstrate agile leadership. And then lastly, a willingness to change and evolve. Being able to swiftly admit that you're wrong and learn how to problem solve as you go, which will also allow your team to be vulnerable and admit when they don't have all the answers. So hopefully this quick tutorial on agile leadership has inspired you to take some next steps in evolving your own leadership style. And I hope you could join us next month as we explore goal setting in an agile way. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.